Hey guys, welcome back to the Martin Racing channel. In today's video, I'm just going to talk to you about some of the things that took place. So we got the motor all the way completely built, broke it in the exact way that TB Parts asked you to do. It's almost like a 40-minute break-in cycle. You got two 6 to 10 minute cycles of just blipping the throttle and then letting it cool all the way down. And in that process, you're getting up to 200 degrees. Well, after that, you get on the bike and you ride for about 20 minutes. And during those 20 minutes, you're taking it up to 3/4 throttle and just letting the bike ease down. And then before it starts to go all the way to stumbling, you pick back up and give it the gas again up to 3/4 throttle. So it's kind of just a whoop, and then it comes down, whoop, just like that. So went through, did the break-in process. Everything went good. Let my son ride around the yard probably 2 to 3 minutes. I went out to the house and was comparing the big bore kit or engine kit compared to my brother's bike, since it's still running the stock setup. And you could tell a good bit of difference in the two. I made probably 3 to 4 laps around the little track that I got at the house, hit the jumps. They felt good coming up to the jumps. You don't have to go as fast. You could just blip the throttle and go right over the jump. So that was pretty neat. But I was like, well, it's running pretty good. I'm going to go take it down the trail. So I went, and I'm about half throttle through first, second, and third gear. I go all the way down the pipeline. So I'm about a half a mile from the house. And I get to the bottom of the pipeline. So I'm like, well, I'm going to get on this thing. So I get on it pretty good, and whenever I do, it was done. So I'm going to show you the aftermath of what happened, and then I'll kind of talk about what I think could have happened. So I've already pulled this out, but you can see that this valve stem snapped in half. And so when it snapped in half, it lodged itself. And so I'm not sure if I can salvage this or not. Camshaft is still good. Timing chain's still good. Oh, that's good. Roller rockers are good. But of course, whenever that happened, it threw that valve right into that piston. And so since it did that, I'm really hoping that it didn't scar up that cylinder, but we're going to see what happened. So we're going to pull this all apart. Let me get this to focus in. There we go. We're going to pull this all apart, and we're going to make sure there's no metal inside of the bottom end. And if there is, we're going to get that all cleaned out of there. We're going to throw it back to stock, and it's going to be ready to rock and roll. Got a brand new set of Dunlop MX34 tires that just came in. That's the 60 by 100 by 14, and then I got the 80 by 100 by 12s on the rear. You can tell they're pretty thick compared to the stock one. Let me see if I can get down here so you can see how much more tread we got. Tread depth is way different. I mean, right here, let me turn this around. So I'm about half a thumb. I put it here, and you can tell I'm well over that on here. So should be a pretty good difference. And it's also a little bit wider, so I'm thinking traction's going to be pretty good. So kind of excited about trying that out. Got some new tubes. Also got a rim lock. Haven't had to run one of those, but I'm going to do it just since I'm breaking it all down. That way we'll be good and secure and not have to worry about flats as much. So far I haven't had to, so that's a plus. Also got some packing for the muffler, because this little thing is loud as all get out. So we're going to get that all installed. Throw the stock setup back in. All those gaskets are good, so I'm excited about getting it going. But I just wanted to kind of give you an update where we're at on the bike. So I'll tell you what I think happened. At the beginning of this build, we had the 28 tooth cam sprocket that came with the kit, and that's on me. I didn't state that we had a 32 tooth cam sprocket. I assumed that it came with one. You know, how assuming you're not supposed to do that. So we put the engine together. I didn't kick it over, but what I did do was I turned the engine over just by hand. And so when turning it over just by hand, the piston, you could tell, was making contact with the valves on the head. I know that we never had the right amount of compression. I could almost, crank the bike by just, really just nailing it with my arm. I mean, I had to kick it, but I think I could have done it with my arm if I tried to. I kind of wondered if that valve, was staying open just a little bit, because the first time we tried to crank it, it was kind of blowing back through the carburetor. And so I was having to give it about a quarter to a half throttle of gas for it to crank. And so I really think something was up with that intake valve. I feel more than confident that I'm going to get it all set up, be good to go. And I feel that TB Parts is going to help me out in getting the parts that I need so that I can put the bike back together. It definitely was fun, but I think it would have been a lot more powerful than what it was if I would have had the right amount of compression, because I feel like I was losing a little bit. Like I said, I think that valve was sticking open just a little bit, so it was making it a little different. When you're running it wide open, it felt like a beast. So I'm excited to see what we're going to do to get it going. We're going to get it all broke down. We're going to turn it back to stock. We're going to throw the cool tires on it. Hopefully be getting some good traction. Going to try to quieten this thing down because it sounds super ridiculous. It sounds cool, but it's just really loud. So we're going to get it quietened down, get it back going, and I'll let you know how it goes. I look forward to giving you a review on these Dunlops. I think they're going to be awesome from what I've seen on the big bikes. I hadn't seen anybody run them on the little bikes yet, so I'm excited to do that for you. Like I said, I sure appreciate y'all coming and watching the channel, and I hope that you gain some knowledge on how to build your engine, whether or not you're using a big bore kit or just putting your engine together for a rebuild. So you have a great day. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Make sure to comment. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to see, and I'll catch you on the next one.